finally, it is starting to feel like the road to WrestleMania. This week's Raw was really, really good. There are two main things I want to talk about, so let's just get into it.
Hello.
And welcome to Ricky on Wrestling. And Raw this week, the road to WrestleMania is here. Things are ramping up. Things are getting more intense. There's pull-apart brawls. There's title changes. It's all starting to come together, and I couldn't be more happy. So the two major things I want to talk about, probably pretty obvious to most people, it's the opening and the closing of Raw. Everything in the middle, I'll talk about that briefly right now, was pretty good. Going through a notice, really, really good. The tag title match, pretty damn solid. Women's IC title match, it was good, but wasn't anything special. They also seem to be heading in the direction of the Judgment Day and Braun Breaker. That could be very interesting, especially if we do get a one-on-one match at WrestleMania between Braun and Finn. Two very, very contrasting styles, but I think they could put together a really, really solid match. Also, it seems like they're heading towards AJ Styles and Logan Paul at WrestleMania. I don't hate that. I don't love it, but when it comes to putting on matches with wrestlers that aren't really wrestlers at WrestleMania, AJ has a bit of experience doing that, and he can probably drag Logan Paul to a really, really solid match. So it's not ideal. I don't love it. I would have much preferred they go in the direction of Finn and AJ, a little bit of Bullet Club history there. But if this is the direction they go, it's not, at least it's not Punk and Logan. At least it's not Cena and Logan. It's fine. But let's get to the nitty gritty, get to the real good stuff that happened on Raw. And we start where Raw started with CM Punk reminding everybody that this dude he is just the best in the world, especially on the microphone. He comes out, gives a very, very expletive-laden rant. I'm not going to repeat any of it here because I've learnt my lesson, YouTube. I'm sorry. I will never swear in a short again. I did a short, and you can watch it up here, that I talked about the Cody F-bomb and other promos that I feel like the F word could have been used to elevate it, and I didn't censor any of it, and it crushed me. It crushed the algorithm. It got shared nowhere. I'm moving on. I'm not mad about it. I understand I learned my lesson. So no more swearing. But CM Punk gets to swear on Netflix, so, good for him. He lays down a few swear words to get his point across, but essentially he goes after The Rock, he goes after John Cena, and he goes after Seth Rollins. Three men that did him dirty the other night at Elimination Chamber. And it's just a reminder of how good this guy is. Like his 2012 run, his promo battles with the likes of Cena, with the likes of Triple H, with the likes of Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, are the stuff of legend at this point. Like he was so good at getting his point across, getting a crowd amped up for a match, and just selling the hell out of his believability that this means something to him. And it does. This means a lot to him. It's wrestling. It's the thing that his entire life has kind of revolved around since he was a teenager. He believes it. He believes every word he says, and my God, does it come across when he delivers a promo. It was just a masterclass, and I can't wait for more of this. Like last year, we had that great promo between him, Seth, and Drew. That was one of the best promos I've ever seen. We just need more of that, and I can't wait. It's going to be so good. If we do get Roman involved somehow, Roman's promo skills have evolved so much in the past decade. It could potentially top last year, which is a big hill to climb. So he finishes his promo, out comes Seth Rollins. He doesn't even wait around. They go straight into a brawl, and this is a brawl for the ages. This is one of the best ones I've seen, a pull-apart brawl for a very, very long time. They go to the ring. They go outside the ring. They go to the crowd. They go to backstage. My only thing is, I just kind of wish they had have kept the brawl going for the entirety of Raw. Like anytime that there was a break in action in the ring, they just go to backstage. They're still fighting. There's road agents. There's local indie wrestlers dressed as security, just continually trying to pull them apart for the entire time. I would have loved it if it had have spilled from backstage back out into the main arena during the middle of a match. They brawl around the ring and then they go back up and go backstage. Like that would have just been a cool little bit that happened throughout the night. Obviously they had to cut it at some point, but the button we got here for this brawl was a pretty good one. It's a steel cage match next week, Madison Square Garden, Seth v Punk. I'm really keen for that. I'm not the biggest fan of steel cage matches because I kind of find that the way WWE books matches, the action in a match sometimes doesn't ramp up until someone is tossed out of the ring. You can't really do that with a steel cage match. So they lack a certain intensity, a certain desperation. You do have the cage, obviously, but sometimes the cage is to the detriment of the entire match. And also, we know the rules, don't we? It's once there's a cage around two wrestlers, there's always someone trying to get in the cage with the wrestlers. And I don't know if this is where we're going to see Roman coming back. I know he is booked on dates for their tour of Europe right up before WrestleMania, but I don't know, it's Madison Square Garden. It's a big deal. We might get the return of Roman here to start building towards that alleged triple threat match we are getting. So I don't know. I'm keen to see how it goes. This does not feel like the end of the feud at all. I feel like if it is a singles match, even if it is the triple threat, I still feel like it has to be like no holds barred, no DQ, last man standing. Like, have we ever had like a last man standing triple threat match? I don't know that we have. I know that all triple threat matches by necessity are kind of no DQ and you can do whatever you want. But I feel like even if you do a triple threat, just call it a hardcore triple threat or call it a no DQ or a last man standing triple threat would be cool. Like, we've never seen that before, I don't think. So maybe there's the room to do that here because you have CM Punk who hates Seth Rollins who hates CM Punk, Roman Reigns who hates Seth Rollins who hates Roman Reigns and Punk. I don't know, they kind of seemed cool with each other, but then obviously Punk threw him out of the ring at the Rumble, so there's the animosity there. There's also the favor. What is the favor? My gut is still telling me that the favor is whoever wins this match gets themselves into the main event on night 2. The Cena heel turn has thrown that pretty much out the window. It doesn't feel like you need that third man in there now. When it was face v face, you were kind of like, well, you could throw a Seth or a Roman or a Punk in there. They could play the de facto heel. But now we have a heel in John Cena, and I still can't believe I'm saying that, but it's true. So yeah, I'm keen to see where this is going, but right now, just all these swerves they're throwing us, and I'll get to the end of Raw in a sec, but all these swerves they're throwing us are just keeping me on edge and making me genuinely unsure in what direction they're really thinking of going at WrestleMania. Like, they did the craziest thing of all time 2 nights ago at Elimination Chamber and turned John Cena heel. What else are they thinking of doing? Like, that was the thing on the pedestal, like the break glass in case of emergency thing, that we never really had that emergency. We never really had that situation where it's like, we need to turn John Cena heel. It needs to happen. No, he was John Cena and they did it. And now it's got me thinking, what else could they potentially do that we would have thought 48 hours ago is inconceivable? There's no chance of them doing that. That would be crazy. Everything's on the table now. Everything is on the table right now to think going into WrestleMania that nothing is off limits. And that is, like, the build to last year's WrestleMania was awesome. It was great. Everything with the Bloodline, The Rock, Cody, the women's matches, like, there was all this really, really good material to mine, for story, for promos, for everything in the build. It was great. This year could top it. Could genuinely top it. All right, let's talk about the end of Raw. So we had a championship match, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. The winner will become the champion or retain the championship and fight Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. And they gave it to Io Sky. And as I just said, anything is on the table. Anything. A title change 6 weeks out from WrestleMania throws a huge curveball at the audience. Now, I do feel like this is an easy way to get Rhea in this match as a triple threat. She invokes a rematch clause or something and is thrown in there. And genuinely, Bianca, Io, Rhea, that triple threat, it may steal the entire show. The amount of talent in that ring, it could be just the next level of women's matches at WrestleMania. Like, we've had all these sort of stepping stones on the way that have just been like, this match broke this glass ceiling, this match broke this glass ceiling. Then we had, obviously, them main eventing WrestleMania. And then we had Bianca and Sasha main event night 1 of 37, I believe it was. So we've had all these cornerstone moments. But to go out there and put on a genuinely incredible, and I'm not a big believer in the Meltzer 5 stars, but you know what? A 5-star worthy match. That is just, for everything that's going to happen at this WrestleMania, to walk away and go, that was the match that had me. That was the match that I believed in. And I was just on the edge of my seat the entire time. Genuinely, Rhea, Io, Bianca has that potential. And also, I'm just happy for Io. Like, I love Io. She is just one of the best performers, not just in the women's division. She's one of the best performers in WWE right now. And just to have the confidence in her to carry the title into WrestleMania as the champion. She did it last year. They're going back to that again and going, we believe in you. We believe that you can sell being the champion going into WrestleMania. It's just awesome to see that recognition from the company for someone who just works their ass off and puts on some of the best matches in the company time after time. She's one of those people that when the spotlight is the brightest, she shines, and she shines real bright. So yeah, Raw was sick. It was good. If we get more of this, it has the potential to outshine last year in terms of build. Obviously, we have Cena and Roman potentially coming back. I don't know what The Rock's situation is. He can just be the guy that pops up on the big screen and cuts a promo on the tarmac of the airport before he jumps on his private jet to go somewhere. He doesn't need to be there week to week, but it would be cool. I mean, I'm sure he's going to show up probably the week before WrestleMania, but throwing Roman and Cena back into this mix in the build in the next 6 weeks just adds to the list of possibilities of what is going to happen. And the fact that we kind of don't know just makes me more and more excited every day. So yeah, those are just my thoughts on Raw. I thought it was a really, really good show. I think we're gathering steam in our build to WrestleMania. So I just wanted to talk about it. So like the video, hit the bell, hit subscribe. Go and watch my short that YouTube buried, please. I'm going to put it, it's going to be here. I worked hard on it and the algorithm killed it. And I'm so sad. I've got more videos coming out this week. Tomorrow is hopefully going to be my booking the WrestleMania card after the results of the Elimination Chamber. And I'm going to include Raw as well, because obviously some pretty big stuff happened in regards to WrestleMania. So that's going to be out. I've got some more shorts coming out as well. Hopefully YouTube doesn't bury them. Anyway, that's about it. As always, bye.